Hey guys, Vern's back here with my SuperCoach trade video for round 11. Now I've already made it pretty clear I plan on being super aggressive. As we can see, I've already made some trades. I'm just going to walk you through my thought process with all of that. So I'm going to reverse them. We're going to see what's happening here. Basically, round 12, as you can probably tell from the lack of blue dots, I'm pretty set for round 12. Just flip Hewitt to the bench, Short to the bench, Cripps to the bench, and yeah, we're basically good to go. Even look at that. We have 21 players playing, so we're super good for round 12. But our round 14 is a bloody mess. And what I'm thinking here is we go early to get that cash. I know we talked about it last week, and we looked at like moving roses and stuff, and we just weren't really making any money. At the end of the day, for me to make these aggressive upgrades for these expensive players, I want to make aggressive downgrades this round. So what I wanted to go with was Tom de Koning out. I know, really sucks. He has a bit more money to make, and he's playing this week. But on a technical basis, he could be one of my bottom 3 scorers and not be relevant. So I'm going to move him on now. And even if he's making more money, I'd move him on next week, and he's probably not going to make that much more. I mean, I don't know what he's estimated to go up as, but it's probably going to be something like 12k. It's not going to be a huge amount. But me getting set for the next week, where I think if I don't trade, I have 14 players on field, I'm going to be completely screwed. So Tom de Koning, one of them I'm going to move on out. Sam Hayes, also moving on. And the final one might surprise you, but I'm actually going to move on Pendlebury. If I had to be honest, I think Pendlebury was my worst trade-in of the year. Look, we brought him in and he was doing all right, but considering how Sicily and Stewart and these other defenders have performed, he just hasn't lived up to what I brought him in for. Sorry, it's just not letting me actually click on him and bringing him up. It's very annoying. But let's just find him over here. So where is he? Just Pendles. It should show us his 5-round average, 91, which isn't bad, but when you have people like Sicily going 120, Stewart 120, 3-round average, 77.3. So he's really killed us score-wise, but he's also missed a week in that. So not only did he have underperforming scores when he played at the end of the day, especially in the most recent games, he missed a week. So he really hurt us. We sort of brought him in expecting to flip him at his buy. We thought we were getting from a nice cheap price, and we were getting someone for value to overperform what they were, priced at. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case, and I think we actually might have even overpaid. I mean, we definitely overpaid for a 77 average. The 91, maybe we paid the right price, but then the point that he missed a week on top of it, it just didn't work out, unfortunately. Obviously, you can't predict people missing a week off illness. I mean, look how many people brought in Baz, and he's missed 2 weeks off illness so far. It just happens. So, unfortunately, Pendles really punished me. Really, really punished me. So I'm going to move on him now. The other thing is, if I keep him, he's already gone down 35k this week. If he has another poor performance, this man ends up losing anywhere between 20 to 40k. Like, I don't have his projected in front of me, just because it's not coming up when I'm clicking on him. There we go. Okay, it actually did. Maybe I just can't click on him up here. Didn't know that. But break even, 156, projected 90, loses 30k. So even if the man's hitting a ton, like, he's still going to drop so much money. And when I want to be paying up for these more expensive players, I want to get Stewart in after his buy. I want to bring Sinclair in, who's actually pretty cheap. I want to get towards Tim English. It's not going to be this week. It's going to be after his buy, and he's probably going to be over 600k. I want these expensive players. So if I want them in, I can't afford Pendles to go down another 30, 20k, and then me move him on. So I'm going to move him on before he loses that money. And yeah, so that's the plan there. We're moving out only 1 second-round buy player. I think Sam Hayes has made his money, and the way I can flip this around, it's going to be fine. I have had some comments on my previous videos. I'll get back to those before tonight's game. I unfortunately have just, as I said, because I'm moving in, I've had a very busy week, and I just haven't been able to get back to those. One of those was, how do I get Cameron back to the forward line? The point of me moving Cameron up here, he plays in the ruck position. Next week, when I trade roses, Cameron can flip back down to the forward line if I want. So I don't have to do that straight away, but just trading any forward line player, flipping Cameron down, and then bringing in another ruck or a rookie ruck or just a loophole will mean that Cameron can come back down to the forward. So that's how Cameron gets back to my forward line at a later date. but I'm thinking he might get moved on anyway. So I do have a lot of money tied up in these players that I want to be moving on. I'm sort of looking at it and I'm thinking I'm going to run out of trades because right now we're on 14. We're about to burn 3. I'm thinking we're going to use our boost in either next week or the week after. So there's another 7. So we're going to be down to 4 trades after these buys. And I don't even think my team would be finished then. Just because of how aggressive I'm being with these sideways trades. And I always planned on sideways trading, but I think I got too aggressive early on, thinking that, hey, we've got extra trades, we can afford to bring in these value picks and flip them later on. And it's kind of bitten me in the butt, specifically with Pendlebury. I think when I brought him in, Sicily would have been the same price, if not cheaper. And now look at the ban. Obviously, hindsight 2020. We didn't expect him to do what he's doing. I got to be honest, if you have Sicily this week, I would probably be looking at captaining him as well. He's into the pies, and as much as I love us, our transition into the offense, into our 50, is terrible. Like, we really just suck at hitting targets. We love to bomb it in, and then hope that the ball spills out, and then we pressure the groundwork and get, a ball up or a pressure turnover and score off that. We don't really score a lot off pack marks or just marks in general, in my opinion. So I feel like what killed us with, as I said a while ago, when we lost to West Coast, the one game they've won, we just kept bombing it in, and their tall timber kept picking up the marks. Sicily is going insane right now. He is going to get a lot of free intercept marks. He's going to get a lot of kick-ins because we have not been that accurate the last few weeks. We still managed to win because our pressure game is insane, but we don't have the big key forwards that other teams have. So I think Sicily is a great captain option this week. I wouldn't be surprised, 130 minimum from him against us, and potentially higher. So yeah, just for those that have Sicily, I don't, so it hurts me every week, but I've just got to be honest. He's probably a good captain option this week. So I would definitely look at that. So yes, who am I bringing in? Rambled on way too long. I wanted this to be nice and quick. I'm sorry I couldn't get to that last night. Ended up being a very busy Thursday night for me. So I'm doing it sort of in my break right now at work. And I need to get it done so I can get back to work before my break's up. So where was I at? Who am I bringing in? There we go. Sinclair. I know, once again, he's on his bye. Seems like a bad week to bring him in. But as I said, I don't have a bad round 12 bye team. In fact, my round 12 bye team is insanely good. Me bringing in players that have a bye this week just sets me up for that round 13 that I have a bad bye team for. And my round 14 is actually not too bad. I was kind of surprising, but I was looking at round 14. I wanted to be stacking round 14 players the entire season, but I just couldn't help myself and get the players I wanted at the same time. And it's actually my round 13 bye that's overloaded, unfortunately. So we've got to go early on Sinclair. Then we're looking at bringing in some rookies. We're going to be bringing in Owens. We all know I started with him. Oh, I thought he would just come up off that. Because I haven't flipped people in positions. That makes sense. Let's flip Bontempelli down to his position. Owens pops up. Awesome. Once again, someone that is not playing this week, and as a rookie, the job security is always shaky, but he had an awesome game this week, and it just feels like he's unlikely to get dropped. Now, the next one is definitely risky. I'm going to look at where. I don't even, is it EH? Yeah, awesome. Now, his job security isn't as good. He played all right in his games at the end of the day, and you're hoping that he holds his position, but it's always so risky on these rookies that have only played 1 or 2 games, if they're getting dropped or not. I want to believe in him to hold his position. I know GWS has a few outs right now, and who's coming back, and will they be back by next week? We don't know. At least we don't think they will be, and that's why we're hoping he gets a game. So I'm thinking we get in 3 round 12 players, and this is sort of how it looks. I bring in the 3 round 12 players. We just flip it like this because why not? We can take the emergencies off absolutely bloody everyone because we don't need them. Might as well just take them off for the funsies. I guess Rosie's gets to keep 1. But basically what we'd be looking at here is we have the 2 dots up here. We have no dots in the middle. We have no dots in the ruck. And we have no dots in the forward. So we have 20 on-field players as well as a Rose's loophole. So that's so many players playing. We are so good for this round, even with bringing in 3 round 12 players. And 360k in the bank. And what that allows me to do next week is I should be able to move on McComb, move on McCartan, and get Parrish in. And then I was going to bank some more money. I think, yeah, Roses was the other one I was going to go. So if I go Roses, McComb, McCartan, I bring in Parrish, hopefully 2 playing rookies if possible. And then that will still bank me maybe more money into the next week. I'm hoping it's going to bank me more money into like next week. I feel like I worked it out earlier, but it should bank me more money heading into the following week. And then what that allows is if I'm doing a flip from Cameron to English, 100k there. Lipinski to potentially Smith, 100k there. I want to get Stewart in the back line. The only problem is McCartan moving up. That's going to be a good 300k. So I don't know if I'll be able to make that. And then Day costs down to another rookie. So I bank another 200k there. So we should have potentially 600k to make our upgrades. And I believe we should be able to do that. The only problem with me making that play is that I'd be bringing in... I wouldn't be finishing my team. That'd be 4 trades left. And I would still have 1 midfielder left to fill. And I guess look at it this way. Is it better for me to flip a Lipinski to a Baz, who's, maybe a 20-point increase? Or me flipping a rookie, 70 points to a premium, which is, let's just say 110. That's a 40-point increase. So it's probably not worthwhile for me to do that. It's probably me better off just accepting that Baz is not in my side. He's gone. I like the idea of English in the side. And I can use English in the forward line. Bruce, if he gets named, I honestly could keep him as my R2 for the season. So that's roughly what I'm looking at. Rambled on way too long. They're my trades looking for this week. I know we're all going to struggle next week with the buys. But yes, my super aggressive plays this week to try and get us back into it. We're actually going 3 round 12 players in. So that we're going to be better for our round 13 play. So, yep, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll catch you all on Sunday.